All right. Welcome back, guys. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and jump on into this is a story for Ophiuchus. And for Ophiuchus, we have got the the same concept that I've been sharing with everyone, which is on the 30th, which we're very close to, especially at this late hour where I'm at. We are headed into what's called the black moon, which is pretty rare. I think this only happens about once every 29 months. And so, this particular kind of black moon is where we get two new moons in the span of 1 month. And so, new moons represent fresh beginnings, new starts. So, kind of a nice energy of something new, but twice in 1 month, we get a chance to like have a reset button. So, what is it that might be reset? We have the Tower. So, we could have something that is about to collapse. Aries energy could have something that is going to be falling, that could be ego or could be something that was confining a fucus. We have the World card upright, which can represent brand new beginnings. So, whatever blockage there was, this is Sophia, she's Greek for wisdom, but whatever the blockage was, seems to, like, if it was a thought process, if it was some kind of an obstacle between a fucus and another person, or between like an ego not allowing someone to like see clearly some piece of wisdom, that that opportunity is here again. That opportunity to start a fresh cycle, either with someone or with a mindset shift. I don't know. There are two people on that World card that's really standing out to me. We have the Moon and the Nine of Swords. I'm thinking that, is this possible that Ophiuchus is going to get a second opportunity to, like, if they drop their own ego and they want to go talk to somebody, it, Ophiuchus might be a big enough person to do that, but I don't know if the person that they might want to approach would be a big enough person to match them in that energy. It may still be very one sided, but that alone could be like Ophiuchus saying, you know what? I know I'm not flawless in this. So I can admit it. I can, go ahead and reach out, or I can go ahead and just find it in my heart to forgive this person because I contributed in my way. But I just don't know that if Fucus is going to get any response back from a person that they might be big enough to like reach out to. If anything, I don't know. This is feeling like if Fucus just might gain the perception that maybe this person has other hidden problems, a lot of stresses, a lot of fears. It's weird though, because there seems to be emotion here, love here, even. We have a King of Cups. Is this somebody who's like afraid of Ophiuchus or afraid to disappoint Ophiuchus? Oh, Five of Swords. They definitely have, with the Nine of Swords and now the Five of Swords, their conflict comes from some other place. Their conflict comes from, I don't know if they're jeered at and teased all the time for being more emotional, but this, hey Victoria, but this really looks like either Ophiuchus is starting to understand this person that they've dealt with much better. Like Ophiuchus is realizing, if this person is always pushed up against other individuals that are razzing them and they don't really have the power to go against the group, if they get really stressed out, this feels like somebody who actually loves Ophiuchus. But I'm wondering if Ophiuchus is starting to realize that what they hide is they're deeply rattled by any kind of like pushback that they get from others. And maybe they have a really toxic group around them, and Ophiuchus is just now having that click, and they're like, you know what? I get it. There is something keeping this person stuck. I've admitted or acknowledged, that sometimes I get fearful or stuck too. But this king, even if they care about me, they seem to have layers of like hidden fears here. The Hermit in the reverse, and we have the Two of Cups. I really think this is where it's like Ophiuchus knows that maybe somebody would be a lot better off if they could communicate what their stresses and fears are. I think Ophiuchus feels like some kindred spirit to them, maybe even thinks why don't you get yourself out of that situation if you're around people that are toxic? This could be family members, this could be a workplace, this could be just the way they've been surrounded by really toxic individuals. And it's like, I wonder if Ophiuchus is thinking to themselves, I think this person is like an empath, and they have the misfortune of, it could be a divine masculine that's very empathic, very emotional, and actually really strong emotionally, but has a continual battlefield with the people around them. And they hide it and they act like it doesn't bother them when in fact it bothers them to no end. And I almost think that this is Ophiuchus saying, God, I wish that they could just admit that and talk to me about it. It feels like Ophiuchus almost wants to be like a place of like solace, and a place where it's like, hey, you don't have to act like things don't bother you and upset you that actually do. I can feel that vibe coming off of you. This is something where Ophiuchus, I think, is understanding somebody at a much deeper level. And maybe it's because Ophiuchus said, look, I'm not going to have my own ego in the way. I want to ask myself, ask my higher self, what do I really recognize about this person that I care so much about? And it's almost like, oh, wow, I can see it. They're a loving individual. I believe that they love me, but I can also see that they always have this level of like hostility or defensiveness around them, because I think they're deeply like distressed all the time, but they try to hide it. It feels like this is Ophiuchus cracking the code on the way this person behaves. And it almost comes across like Ophiuchus would very much like to tell this person, you can actually be comfortable with me, right? Well, you don't have to be defensive with me. You don't have to hide anything with me. During this black moon, there could be an opportunity for either Ophiuchus to convey this, or this is just the moment that Ophiuchus recognizes this. But because this is a second opportunity for a brand new beginning, I would just say this: Ophiuchus only has control over what is within their realm to understand, or what is within their realm, their capacity to like access. So it's basically, they can figure some stuff out, but they can't make a person like feel comfortable, feel safe, want to open up, drop their guard with Ophiuchus. I just think that Ophiuchus is recognizing some truths about a person, or they're seeing this person from a place of wisdom, and they're seeing this person from such a different perspective. So Ophiuchus is either having the higher perspective on, I don't know who this person is to them, other than it looks like it could be a Two of Cups, so possibly a very profound romantic connection, or just someone who's very important to Ophiuchus. But with this Ace of Swords, it's like, well, if I figured this part out, or believe that I figured this out, I can broach the subject, but they may or may not be ready to hear it. They may or may not be, amenable to like saying, oh, okay, great, let me go ahead and drop my, hostilities and fears then. But this does say that even if this character doesn't like budge, doesn't suddenly like behave differently toward Ophiuchus, because this is still the Sword of Truth and it sits in front of the Tree of Life, I would just say that if Ophiuchus has something real to say to this person, something that they've recognized, something caring, something that is so non-confrontational and is like words of acceptance and support for this person, I would say whether or not this person like instantly goes, oh, awesome, great, now let me just open up, I still think that it could have a really big impact. It might make them suddenly open up, but that Ace of Swords says they may see Ophiuchus in a really different light. And we've already seen them as a King of Cups, and now we have that Queen of Cups showing up. So this could be the turning point where this person realizes not only is Ophiuchus not like a threat to them or someone that they have to like front in front of, but this could be a moment where it's like, oh my God, this really is a kindred spirit. This is somebody who, it feels to me like Ophiuchus is so compassionate and so understanding once they see this situation for what it is, once they see this person who I think they care deeply about, they see this King of Cups and they see the beauty in this King of Cups. To me, this just feels like Ophiuchus is really seeing the gentleness in a person who still might have come across as fairly crusty because of what they've been dealing with and what they've been trying to just swallow and just shut up and cope with. But this is super stressful and this is super unpleasant. Wherever this King of Cups has come from, it has been dysfunctional. And I just think that Ophiuchus is astute enough to see this and actually even maybe comment on it in a way that it's like, if I were in your shoes, I would be very distressed. You know, I don't ever want you to look at me as a kind of person that is combative, that you know, those other people that stress you out and are combative, that's definitely not me. You know, I I want peace in my life. I want us to have peace between us. You know, it just might be that Ophiuchus like really lays out some kind of like understanding and lets them know, I can see what you may be going through, and I know how I'd feel if it were I were in your shoes. But let's just say between us, we have like, we're each other's safety zone. It kind of feels like that. Now, I don't know if this is because of that first card there, the walls coming down with the tower. I don't know if this, like Ophiuchus previously had complications with this person because of the things that they were hiding, because we had the moon there, which can represent that they were hiding some of the stresses that they were going through, and maybe that caused problems between themselves and Ophiuchus just because the nature of not being really upfront about what they were going through. But this just feels like there's a chance for characters to get to know each other a heck of a lot better and really form a bond where it's like, it's you and me against the stuff that would be upsetting and would tear us apart. We're not going to tear each other apart. We're not going to tear each other down. That's what seems like is possible during this particular Black Moon. Princess of Cups and the Star. God, this could be the thing that turns a relationship into something really special, strengthens a bond between Ophiuchus and a person that they care deeply about. I'm wondering if it's because this compassion and this trying to put oneself in the other person's shoes goes such a long way. It definitely feels like Ophiuchus has some huge moment of wisdom, and it's because maybe they step back and they go, I'm not going to take whatever has happened between myself and this King of Cups personal. I'm instead going to say, wait a minute, what do I really see here? If I could remove myself from reacting or remove myself from what's already occurred between us, what do I know about what's occurred between us? What do I know about them? Let me look at it from the higher perspective, and then operating off of that, because it feels like there's this really huge like surge of like, oh my God, I have this wisdom, I have this knowledge now. And then Ophiuchus moves forward with some kind of like, I don't know if it's just compassionate dialogue or what, but there is this huge sense of understanding that seeps into this storyline, and a huge sense of healing. This is a sense of gratitude also. This character may also even apologize to Ophiuchus for not having like found the words to describe what they were dealing with, or even saying that they're sorry for not like, you know, being able to convey things more readily to Ophiuchus. But there's a lot of healing here, and there's a lot of success that is possible. It is because of this very compassionate look at things. And I have to say, all of this is thanks to Ophiuchus. I do not see that they were a very active participant in getting things on track, but thanks to the way Ophiuchus handles things and their wisdom to step back, I think that's what saves this connection, salvages it, and actually strengthens it. So well done, Ophiuchus. But I mean, it certainly left them doing the heavy lifting on this one. But all right, you guys, my baby is back. He's been Mr. Snuggles tonight and needing mommy a little bit more. So I'm going to go attend to him for just a minute. But thank you guys so much for being here. Lots of love. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I'm sorry that it took me all week to be able to even get any videos out. I've been down with my asthma all week, so I got hardly any videos for any zodiac at all this week. So almost everybody just got their first one today. So because you were not forgotten, you were just the way it went. All right, take care, guys. Bye.